moving on to the next fight that we have, still in the prelims. I believe this is the future prelims, and I see why. I think this is going to be an extremely entertaining fight. This is going to be Elves Brener versus Esteban Ribovics. Elves Brener, 15-3, 4-1 his last five, coming off of the huge win, KO win over Graham Kutulase, where he was a huge underdog in that fight. 26 years old. He's going to fight Esteban Ribovics, 12-1, 4-1 his last five, coming off of that good dub over Kamela Kirk decision. He's 27 years old. Measurables are pretty much similar. I believe that Elvis has a 3-inch advantage there. Elvis, I mean, just looking at the odds now, he opened up at minus 205. Now he's a minus 160. That's pretty interesting there. Gerard, how about you go ahead and kick this one off, and I'll give my thoughts a little later. What are your thoughts on Elvis Brener and Esteban here?
This fight, I think this fight can be the fight of the night,
Yeah,
potentially. Yeah, this is gonna be a banger. I like this matchup. This is a gift. I'm looking forward to this fight the most on this card. Um, Elvis Brener, he comes out. He's got some wild striking here, and he's okay defensively, but he does get hit. But he's there to get nasty in there, even with blood on his face and getting rocked multiple times. He's game to knock you out. uh, yeah, I like Elvis Brenner, but Ribovics, I think this guy has nicer hands.
yeah.
This guy's hands are nice. He has good boxing, but he also leaves his chin out there too. So both these guys can get hit on the chin in this matchup here, and both can get rocked. This could turn out to be a war. And I think Elvis Brenner, despite having the grappling advantage, I think he's down to stand and bang in Brazil, put on a show. Um, yeah, both these guys got pristine chins, man. They, if you've seen their fights, they got rocked multiple times. And in Ribovic's case, he almost came out with a win, I think, even though he got rocked multiple times. He is, uh, he, who's that? I think he fought a Russian guy. His,
Yeah. Like, or whatever.
yeah, Loic.
Yeah,
Yeah, Loic. He it looked like he was about to finish that guy too,
yeah.
but he ended up losing there and also getting rocked a lot in that fight too. But yeah, these guys have pristine chins. This could end up being a war. We know Brenner; he's a proven dog, and he can come out with a win. I'm most likely leaning Elvis Brenner here, just because he has that submission threat, and we've seen Ribovics get taken down and grappled on the ground, but he has pretty good stand up to get back on his feet. Um, but this fight, I'm leaning Elvis Brenner, and yeah, I think this we're gonna see some fireworks in this fight, I believe. But yeah, I'm at a low confidence here, Elvis Brenner as my pick here.
Are you gonna make a play on this fight, or just kind of sit back and enjoy it?
This fight, I might play Elvis Brenner by submission,
Mm.
so I might put half a unit or less on that. I think if his coaches are smart, they would prefer him to train to get Ribovics on the ground and find a submission there. But yeah, this can be a treat of a fight for sure.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of your points. I personally also think that this is going to be the fight of the night just because of how they match up stylistically. Elvis Brenner obviously is the zombie of shootbox, coming off of a huge underdog victory against Garam, where he weathered multiple storms and just outdogged Garam to around 3 KO. Extremely durable, tough. He's only lost by decision, so three losses, three decision losses. Good cardio and pace for 15 minutes. Always loves to come forward, implement cage control, eventually try to drag you down for a sub. That's kind of his plan A. But if that plan A isn't working, as you saw in his last fight, he's going to be there to stand and bang, hit and get hit. Good at mixing it up. He has takedowns and can stuff them as well. I mean, very well-rounded guy. 10 subs out of his 15 wins. So he is really trying to get the sub at the end of the day. I also think that he has good power. So he has a pretty good game plan. Throws power, throws bombs, and it really relies on that chin and toughness to weather those storms. I think that that could be a potential issue just because Esteban, like you mentioned, talented fighter, good movement, pretty deceiving power. When you look at him, you don't think that he has that much power, but he lands pretty accurately. And I think that's part of why he has so much power, just because he lands like really sharp kind of boxing, like you mentioned. High guard, likes to pick his strikes, to pick his opponents apart. He also has good kicks. I mean, good accuracy, volume as well. The only red mark on kind of his fighting style is that he, I guess one of the two is that he can't get taken down. Got taken down pretty early against Kirk, and if Kirk had any sense of cardio, he might have not won. I mean, Esteban might have lost that fight, but obviously Kirk only has like one round in him to do that. He was also taken down at will against Loic. Um, just to give you context, he's been taken down 14 times in the last two fights. So not not that great of a takedown defense. Now, he because of that, even though he got taken down 14 times, it means he also got up, right? So although he doesn't have the greatest takedown defense, he has a pretty good get up game and fights hard to the end of the bell. I think that I think that there's a gap for both fighters here. On the feet, there's a gap. Esteban, I think, is the better striker of the two. I think on the ground, Elvis is going to be the better pressure kind of grappler and probably the better grappler overall. I think that this could look like Esteban's last fight, but Brener is going to have the cardio to do the game plan for all 3 rounds. I just don't know if Elvis Brener is going to have the control time to keep Esteban down for long. He's going to try to go for the subs, right? So, yeah, both guys are pretty durable. Not I don't think that they even have been finished yet in their careers. So right now, I'll probably lean Esteban by decision. I mean, I think it's pretty low confidence, just because I think that this is going to be a close fight. And if it's this close of a fight, I think I want to have a dog ticket with plus odds at the end of the day. Because, I mean, I'll rather just go plus odds if it is kind of a close fight. I don't think that, I think that's similar to a pick'em. So I'm actually, I like the value here on Esteban. He's like, what, plus 141 right now. Not too bad. So Esteban by decision for me is going to be something that is my pick, but low confidence. I'll probably pass for now. Let's see what happens in the weigh-ins. If you can find an over 1.5 line, I would do it. I think that's a great parlay piece, but bet online right now is over 2.5, so not too great. And obviously, both of these guys haven't been finished yet, but a finish could come during this fight just because how they both fight. Like you mentioned, I think Elvis could find a sub here. I think Esteban, especially if Elvis continues to move forward, he could get knocked out. We saw that in his last fight. I mean, this guy, during the fight, mid fight, he dyed his hair red because of all the blood that came out of his head. So you can't play that game for too long. That's why I'll probably go with Esteban, but we'll see. I think that this is going to be an entertaining fight, and I'm definitely going to tune in.